Welcome back. Dr. Zoe reveals why he refused to marry a nurse in America 22 years ago. Let me tell you, when Dr. Zoe speaks, social media goes quiet, even if it's just for 5 seconds before everyone starts arguing. The man knows how to drop one line that feels harmless, but somewhat sets the entire internet on fire. This time he said something that got both laughter and side eyes. 22 years ago, most of my friends in the US were desperately looking for him to marry a nurse. They were looking for a nurse for him to marry. I nearly felt like I made a mistake marrying a school girlfriend who is a lawyer. Today, 85% of them nurses are divorced. People who marry nurses. And he's asking why. He's asking why. Baba is asking why. You see, that's classic Dr. Zoe. Playful tone, big claim, and one open-ended why that sends everyone into analysis mode. But beyond the laughter, this one touched a nerve, because anytime you mix marriage, nurses, and numbers like 85%, 90%, the conversation stops being funny. And before you know this, nurses from every corner, listen, everybody just scattered. Some are agreeing, some are disagreeing. Let's talk properly about this. Now, let's separate reaction from reflection, because Dr. Zoe didn't just drop a random line. He brought up something that's been floating in the community. Nurses and marriages, they don't go together. Back in the day, especially among Nigerians in the US, marrying a nurse was seen as the move. It's true. Nurses had stable jobs, strong values, good pay, and a path to residency or citizenship. It wasn't just love, it was logistics. So when Dr. Zoe said most of my friends were desperately looking for a nurse for him to marry, he was speaking about a mindset that once dominated. But when he added 85% of them are divorced, the energy, of course, shifted, like I said, because now it sounds like a critique. Like maybe he's saying those marriages didn't work because they married nurses. And that's where people took offense. But let's be honest, social media isn't known for nuance. What was probably meant as reflection got interpreted as insult. Still, there's a real conversation to have here. One nurse's comment really stood out. She said, "Doctor, where do we start from? I'm a nurse. Sad to say, I'm now divorced. Most of us see things in our day-to-day life that most families will never see in their lifetime. Because of that, we have a sense of how short life is. So we excuse a lot until it becomes dangerous to our health." She described how nurses face stress and even abuse at work, the constant exposure to sickness, pain, and death, and how that emotional toll can follow them home. She said, and I quote, "The husband who started with pushing his wife to slapping and hitting didn't think one day he would kill her." That line stopped me because it reminded everyone that the home is supposed to be the one place of peace, not another battlefield. She concluded, "I can choose that the only place I face violence is my workplace, not my home. I can create a reality where I walk into peace." That right there, that's not a viral comment. That's just wisdom written from a place of pain. Then another nurse replied with a totally different story. She said, "I'm a nurse in the US. Now who want to remain for marriage go remain?" Broken English. "We are 21 years married now, and we've been working on our marriage together." I said together. Most marriages stop working on the marriage. It becomes more like a business relationship. The fire dies down, no tools to relight it. See, two nurses, two realities, both valid, both true. So let's bring it home. Dr. Zoe's post wasn't just about nurses. It was about human behavior, about how we choose, why we choose, and what happens when our choices are built on shallow intentions, okay? Maybe expectations. The men he mentioned, many of them wanted stability, not necessarily love. They saw nurses as a plan, not a person. When your motivation for marriage is transactional, Gen Z, your foundation becomes emotional debt. You owe each other things you never agreed to. That's why emotional intelligence is key in relationships. Love doesn't collapse because people are bad. It collapses because people lack awareness. And awareness is what keeps attraction alive when life gets real. So to my brothers, real quick, let me say this clearly. Marrying a woman because of her career, visa, or financial standing doesn't make you smart. It makes you short-sighted. You might get the comfort, but you won't get connection. When you treat marriage like a shortcut, you always end up back at the same lesson you were trying to avoid: self-development. And to my sisters, especially those in caregiving roles, nurses, doctors, nurse practitioners, therapists, please protect your softness. Your job already demands your empathy. Don't give away your peace to a partner who only knows how to receive but doesn't know how to reciprocate. Love is not endurance. It's partnership. It's a dance. It's supposed to be awesome. That first nurse said something powerful. We attract men who prey on our character because we are caring, and that's real. Sometimes good hearts attract broken people who see kindness as weakness. The lesson is not to stop being kind. It's to set better filters. Emotional intelligence means learning who deserves your giving energy. But the second nurse's story also matters. 21 years of marriage, still standing strong because they work on it together. That's emotional maintenance. The truth is, love fades if it's not renewed. Every marriage requires tools: patience, communication, self-control, forgiveness, and those tools must be sharpened daily. So let's revisit the big statement. 85% of them are divorced. Basil. Even if that number is exaggerated, and it likely is, it still tells us something deeper. Many marriages, not just nurses, are failing because people stop learning. They stop updating their emotional software. They think love will run on the same code forever. But no, relationships require new skills. As people evolve, you have to adapt as well. And honestly, this is why conversations like this matter, because too many people are learning about relationships through jokes, not wisdom. We can laugh, yes, but laughter should lead to lessons. For me, the prestige take on this is simple. There's no such thing as a nurse problem or a lawyer solution. There's only the problem of humans not mastering themselves before trying to merge with someone else, or at least working on it now. Every profession, every background comes with stress. The question is, have you built enough emotional intelligence to handle connection under pressure? And if we're honest, most of those 85% weren't ready for partnership, or they're not working on it, right? So they're doing it for status, for structure, and all these other things, but not for the marriage. They're just doing management. And that's what we're dealing with here. And to Dr. Zoe, respectfully, sir, you know we love you, but generalizations are dangerous. When you are that influential, your words shape narratives, and the world don't need more blame. It needs lessons you can raise, and you're giving it, by the way. We can help heal the wound in the community. And so what's the takeaway? Simple. Every career, every calling comes with its emotional price, but peace is personal. You don't find it in another person's job title. You build it in your own maturity, and you attract it. And if we must generalize, then let's generalize this. Love is work. It will test your patience, your ego, your emotional vocabulary. Of course, over time it gets better. The couples who last are not the ones who never fight. They're the ones who know how to rebuild trust when it breaks. Maybe that's the part we all need to reflect on. Not who's to blame, but what to build next. So let me leave you with this question. Do you think Dr. Zoe's observation exposes something real about how people choose partners? I actually want to learn more about how he does it so good, his marriage. Or do you think, here's the other question, do you think, never mind, just answer that question. I will be right back. This is Ola, man of Prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number 1 Red Flag. Yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request
For consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.